What's up, doll collectors, hobbyists, fabs, and besties? I'm Toya, an adult doll collector. Welcome to my miniverse. Today we are checking out Disney Descendants, The Rise of Red. I even did my nails for the occasion. I started watching the movie on Disney Plus and I'm about halfway through. I was loving the set design, so I took a little break from watching to make this. Roll the craft footage. I'm going to give this set a little makeover. I haven't really been using it. Space is limited. Choices must be made. So let's remove everything. I'm gonna do this carefully, so hopefully some of this can be salvaged and reused later. There we go. Totally keeping all the plants, because we can probably use some of this greenery for the next project. I'm removing the foam board that we glued to it for the vending machine. I made this wall a little too large to fit on our shelves, so I cut between the door and the wall, and now we have two pieces. I take scraps of foam board from earlier projects and cut them the same height as the walls. I glue a few behind the picture of the door or onto the sides, making a small platform and allowing the box to stand. Let's add a little glue and tissue paper, getting a few wrinkles and creases in there, or some quick little paper mache that doesn't need a lot of drying time. You know what? I should have cut the windows out before adding the sides. Let's try to do it right now and carefully remove those pieces. I paint the edge of the foam board black, cut clear plastic from packaging that's larger than the cutouts. I color it with a yellow marker. This is just a little washable marker. Add a drop of Mod Podge and a tiny drop of paint. Mix them up. We can add more Mod Podge if needed, but we're just gonna cover this whole piece of plastic. And I just lightly tap it with my brush to add a little texture. I try to get it as even as I can and allow it to dry. Let's take the other piece of foam board, cut a few scraps into 2.5 and 1.5 inch strips. I have two of each. I glue the 1.5 inch strips between the 2.5 inch strips that we can glue onto the side of the larger piece of foam board. I make another one and glue it onto the other side, creating a wall that can stand. Let's add a little tissue paper to those columns. I'm checking on our Mod Podge and I don't love the way it turned out. So let's peel it off and use the glue to make dollhouse eggs, because a doll's gotta eat. Then let's remake it, but this time I am just using the marker and a little bit of Mod Podge. Mix it up, add a little texture, and allow it to dry. Again, I take the wall that has a door. I'm going to pull a layer of paper off of the foam board framing the window. To add more texture, let's paint it with a little acrylic paint. Let's paint the walls gray. Tap on a little bit of that cream from the trim color. Repeat on those square columns or rectangular columns. I take scrapbook paper with a stone print. If you do not have one, we do have a free printable available on our blog, MyFroggyStuff.blogspot.com. I print them to fill the page and borderless, so we don't have to trim off any edges. We can also print them grayscale to save our color ink, and you can barely even tell the difference. So in person, you can see that the original does have a little bit of brown in it, but it's pretty close. I'm going to use my printable, where I made it a little brighter and increased the saturation to bring out more brown. We can glue them onto craft foam or a thin foam board. This foam board is 1/8 of an inch thick, so it's not too bad to cut. And I'm just gonna cut out each one of the little stones, brush the edges with a little paint, just so we can blur that white line a little, then glue them over the corners, varying the lengths, going all the way down the corner. Repeat on the other side. I place our yellow clear plastic on the back of the cutouts, trace around the opening with a dry erase marker on the side opposite of the glue. Cut thin strips of black cardstock, glue them over the clear plastic, making a design. Wipe off the dry erase marker from the other side, then glue the plastic over the cutout. I run my dotting tool along the foam board framing the door just to add a little texture. Then let's lightly brush it with a little brown to make a little door. On the other wall with the columns, let's glue some of the stone onto the back. Then let's add more of that covered foam to the corners. I take a few more of our faux stones, find a similar stone, and then glue the covered foam on top. Sporadically, so it looks like some of the stones are pushed out. Lightly dry brush with a little more paint. Take some of the greenery that we removed from the set at the beginning and glue it going up the wall. Add a few red paper roses to make a few new walls. I added a light behind the window in the door so we can get a little glow. Then I combined these two new walls with the wall from our doll pool to make a scene with a little castle vibe. I was totally inspired by the opening scene of the movie. And let's take the Queen of Hearts playing card, add a little poster putty to the back so it's not permanent, and attach it to the wall, giving us a portrait of the Queen. Now let's check out some dolls. From Disney Descendants, The Rise of Red, here is Red, daughter of Queen of Hearts. I bought this doll online from Target for $24.99. I also got Princess Chloe Charming. I bought this doll on Amazon for $24.99. She is the daughter of Cinderella. On the back of the box, she is described as an aspiring royal champion who's always fighting for what's right. For Red, it says, "This rebel at heart is ready to change history." These dolls are made by Mattel, so let's get them out of the box for a closer look. Chloe has blue curly hair. It's pretty long going past the doll's waist. She has large brown eyes, a nice neutral lip color. We can see a little bit of her painted teeth. She has a shimmery silver eyeshadow and is not pixelated. Beautiful face sculpt. Personally, I would have liked for the eyes to have been painted a little bit smaller, but that's just me. She wears a shiny blue jacket with gold trim over a blue metallic bodysuit, two-tone blue shiny pants. The bodysuit and the pants are two separate pieces and they Velcro in the back. She wears a blue necklace with a painted gold circle, a blue belt with a painted detail, and her glass sneakers that are made of plastic. They have a little glitter in them, and she comes with a sword that has finger brackets, and she has gold gloves that are removable. I like this little nameplate in her box. We can use a little poster putty to add it to the wall, to add to our scene. Oh, Red comes with one too. Let's switch those out so we can stay on theme. Here's Red, dressed in red and black from head to toe. She has long red hair that is crimped with a center part and painted edges. The front is styled into two small knots. This doll has large painted brown eyes, painted lashes, bright red lipstick. She has a little smirk, which I think is a lot of fun. She wears a red patent leather jacket with puff sleeves. There's a faux zipper in the front, faux pockets, and a red, black, and white heart on the back. Under the jacket, she wears a short sleeve shirt with a different print at the top, hearts in the center, and some layering at the bottom. Some of those prints continue around the back, and the shirt has mesh sleeves attached to it. She wears pants with a red and black print. They are separate from the shirt and Velcro in the back. She's also wearing two belts, one black and one red and gold. She has removable gloves and black and red boots. And she comes with a clock. Well, a special clock. With shoes on, these dolls appear to be about the same height, which is around 11 inches tall with their shoes on. What about articulation? They can move at the head, shoulder, elbow, wrist, hip, and knee. Their feet are on an incline, and are larger than a classic Barbie, but smaller than G3 Clio Monster High, and they're not as wide. They have 2 different body types. Chloe is slightly thicker. Overall, I think these are pretty decent dolls. We're getting those little details on fashion like trim, loving the faux leather and faux zipper details, and I think their faces are super cute. The large eyes totally give Disney, but we're still getting a face sculpt with some realistic features. And right out of the box, they have pretty good articulation. However, I just want to see how they look on a made-to-move body. I've been chatting with Dolls Inc. 30 on Instagram, who gave me a few swapping tips. The purple top made-to-move Barbie was suggested for red. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. In the famous words of the Queen of Hearts, off with their heads! Place the dolls in a plastic bag, then into a cup of hot water. Chloe looks like she might match this made-to-move Barbie. After their heads soften in the water, we can remove them and place them on the made-to-move bodies. Here's red on the made-to-move body. We can heat and remove those classic hands, then replace them with the Descendants hands to get some separation between the fingers, and we get the same look with the gloves. Here's Chloe on the made-to-move body. I think it's a pretty good match. Don't really need to change hands, they do look similar. But on the Descendants doll, these fingers seem to be a little lower, so I'm probably still gonna do it. Yep, I totally did. Barbie heads on a Descendants body totally works, and it gives us new body types. I was able to get Red's clothes on a classic made-to-move Barbie. However, the sleeves are now a little short and the top isn't as long. But the shoes are staying on. And here she is with the jacket and the belts. The curvy made-to-move Barbie body is larger than the Descendants body, but I had no problem getting the bodysuit on. However, the pants are very snug and kinda short, and I'm having a difficult time closing them in the back. But I was able to get the jacket on, and I just realized there's a little emblem in the back, and she has blue painted edges. And with the shoes on, I can balance the doll to stand. So far with Disney Descendants The Rise of Red, I am loving these face sculpts, and I can't wait to see more. Thank you for joining us. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell and follow us on Instagram at MyFroggyStuff, the Frog Vlog, and Bella of MyFroggyStuff. And we will see you next time.